It's Christmas.
Yeah.
I love Christmas. I absolutely love it. From maybe like, I'm really excitable from about the 12th of December.
Yeah.
I love the smell of mulled wine. I love...
See, the smell of mulled wine is fantastic. The taste, it's a bit like fruit tea. Like the idea of it's wonderful, and ultimately it tastes like camel sweat. And it's a bit like that with mulled. It's a bit like, German markets. The idea is brilliant, and then you realise they're just selling tat from sheds.
Yeah. I mean, and I think, if I'm being really honest, that is sort of like, I love Christmas, but every year I have to sort of accept the fact that like, I will never have like a Hallmark family Christmas because that's not my family. There'll always be a row. I'll always get snappy with it will never be the sort of idea of Christmas that I have in my head, which is like, I guess in like Aspen, like it's not a Christmas I've ever had, but it's a Christmas that I've sort of dreamt of.
But it's just, I'm with you. I love it. It's such a great time. It's just it, and also I think being a stand-up, because December is the worst time to be a comedian because peace and goodwill to everyone except for us, because Christmas gigs are so wretched and awful, and then when it ends, you've ended the worst month of your kind of calendar, and then you're like, great. Normally from the 15th to the 15th, you're kind of off because there's no gigs. There's no gigs.
There's no gigs, and so I love. I mean, I loved it as a kid. And
best present ever, a
yellow and purple bike.
Ooh.
I was probably 8. Absolutely loved it.
How many gears, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it's actually quite a personal question, but there was 5.
Okay. Only 5?
Well,
Jesus
I was
Christ.
8.
Okay.
That's a lot for an 8-year-old.
Is it?
Yeah.
And I would
I love the fact that that's become judgmental. I don't think it is. I think I had 15.
You had 15 at 8? No, you didn't.
I did.
Oh, fuck off.
Check your privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay, she had 5, fine. Do you know what I mean? If you want to get down the end of the road. I was going up hills.
Good for you. Bully for you.
That genuinely nearly went everywhere. So, and did you know you were getting the bike? Or did it just arrive and you're like, that is it?
No, it was, I knew I'd asked for a bike.
Yeah.
My mum and dad would, and I mean, we were super lucky. My mum and dad, we would get like a big present and then lots of little bits.
That's got to be the way forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get your one main present and then you have a little sack or a stocking. Yeah. That's filled up and that's your lot.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like kind of crazy and disgusting when you see like people on the internet being like, look how many presents my kids have got and all that. Like, it's just all a bit gross. But yeah, I knew that I didn't know that I was getting it, but I was really into going out on my bike. And I had my brother's old one. And so I was very excited about getting a new one.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember thinking when I was riding about in it, I bet everyone's looking at me and thinks I'm really cool.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I remember being taken out on it. Where we lived in Portsmouth, we lived near a place called Lovers Hill. And I remember, and there's this old church called the Garrison. And I don't mean to keep coming back to World War II. I'm not even that into it. But it doesn't have a roof because it got blown off in the war. And they've just sort of kept it like that. So it's sort of an open air church. Sure.
Wow.
And there was a cycle path where you could go up to the top of my road and then turn left and you'd go past the Garrison Church. I didn't have the words then, but now I think in my mind it was sort of cinematic. It was like I was in something. I'd probably be like singing a song under my breath, imagining I was in a music video.
What kind of year is that?
So that would have been...
So you're 8.
If I was 8, it would have been 1994. Probably something like that.
Peddling your little legs.
Peddling my little legs and just, loving it. And I can remember getting it on Christmas morning and immediately my brother Joe got a bike as well. And they might have fallen off lorries knowing my dad. But that, that doesn't matter. That's how we got them.
Absolutely.
And I remember us going...
Well, technically, everything falls off a sled.
So there you go. It's fine.
What's a sled? What's a lorry?
Exactly.
Little men get it off a sled. Do you know what I mean? It's fine.
How dare you talk about my father like that? He is average height.
So
I remember wrapping up.
Yeah.
And Dad taking us out, I think, while Mum was doing the dinner.
Take me through, do you have like Christmas traditions in the Ruffell family? What happens?
So, for a long time our Christmas tradition would be, as a sort of a young adult, would be going to the pub on Christmas Eve with all of my dad's family. And I've got about 25 first cousins on my dad's side.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they're all really loud. They're all really loud and really like, they're the kind of person that would say things like, The party's arrived, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
great.
they're big characters.
Yeah, I know those.
You
yeah.
know those guys.
Yeah.
I think we're from kind of similar families.
Yeah, I got 40 cousins, so it's
40
a
cousins, yeah.
similar thing of like, but all of mine have got that voice as well, so it gives
Yeah.
it an extra like, all right then, you know what I mean? Yeah, and it's that gesture, isn't it?
Yeah.
like a lot of my cousins do that.
Big gestures, sheepskin coats.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's
So you were getting leathered on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, all my uncles would be there, my dad, everyone.
Stuffing money into your trousers, that kind of vibe?
Maybe, you might get a score, 20 quid.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're not the kind of family to have like wine and beer at home, really.
Oh, right.
We'd always be going out to do it. It would be like, my dad's quite smart, he likes to put on a nice suit. Mum will do her hair. You know, we're going out. Yeah, it would often be at a pub called Chambers that my dad's mate's pub.
Yeah, nice.
And everyone would be down there, and then it would be loads of my dad's friends that I would then have to sort of go and talk
Tony,
to.
Keith, Alan.
Yeah, all those people. But actually, a lot of my dad's friends have nicknames. So there's like
Scranter.
Nicky No Neck.
Nicky No Neck, nice.
You know, Jumping Jim, because he's always on the go. Meathead.
Nice. Why is he called?
Bonce. They've both got enormous heads.
Okay, fine.
Meathead
That's
and
pretty.
Bonce.
So they had
They're
to
not
figure
brothers.
out, but they had to figure out between Bonce and Meathead who had the bigger head.
Yeah, I suppose
Presumably
so.
Meathead's got the biggest
Yeah,
head.
I don't know whether scales were involved, but they feel like they could have
They
been.
just like the idea they're in a pub, they're all pissed, and they're like, right, who's got a bigger head? Right,
Yeah.
you're Meathead and you're Bonce.
Yeah.
Do you have any sort of special Christmas plans for your daughter? Because Christmas is upon us.
Yeah, it is. So
You dressing up as Santa?
So we always do. She doesn't like the idea of Santa in her room, which I totally get. She's like, I don't want him to come in.
Yeah.
Leave it by the tree.
Yeah.
So we do that. We when she's going up to bed, we do the carrot and the little like nip of whiskey or Baileys or something like that. So she's 4. So last year was the year that it was the first time that she was really into
prime.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's we put the stocking up with her name on it, and one for Mummy and one for Mama, and
Did you overthink the carrot?
yeah,
You
yeah.
take the bite and then you look at it going, that's not a reindeer bite, that's a human bite. You've got to go back and get some more.
You need to get one of Susie's dad's mate.
Yeah, get Chomper on it.
Yeah, exactly. Chomp, have a go at that carrot. Oh, I hate Christmas. Everyone's just bringing in the carrot.
But you know what? I can see really well in the dark. So, you know, highs and lows.
Christ, it's me and Bublé. So,
Love Christmas music. Don't mind Bublé, and I know it's not cool.
No, hey.
But I don't mind it.
well, what favourite Christmas song?
Which I tell you what, favourite Christmas song will probably be a carol.
Okay.
I love a Christmas carol. I'm not religious at all, but just like the sound of, you know, I might.
Hark the Herald Angels
Yeah, that sort of
sing
thing, and having like
glory.
the Cambridge Choir or something like that.
Hark the Herald Angels, number 4 on the most popular UK carols.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh,
As you got
okay.
them.
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the Feast of
Nowhere
Stephen.
near it. No.
Good King
Jingle
Wenceslas.
Bells, is that?
It's not there. It's
It's
not a carol.
is it?
Well, it depends
so
how you
Away
sing
in
it.
a Manger's got to be up there.
Away in a Manger, definitely.
No.
No, what?
No. Number 3 is In the Bleak Midwinter.
Oh, I would not have got there in a million years.
Very
Well,
beautiful. Silent Night's up there.
Of course it is.
Little Donkey.
What'd you call me? And number 1 is Oh Holy Night, which I would say I don't even know.
I don't even
Do you know what? You might, because I think Mariah Carey did a version of it that
that's
ends up on the
why,
radio. You know, oh, holy night. You know, doing all that
Yeah. It's always that. isn't it?
business.
All right, final question.
Yes.
How much does Mariah make out of
Loves.
that song?
Or what? But every year.
Yeah. Per year, how much does she get in royalties?
Well, I know my royalties from 6 songs that we wrote on Good News, and I'd somehow rake in £6 a year
Right.
for
Put it in the Hut Fund.
Yeah, for like songs that have then been played. So they count as songs, even though they're like literally ditties that we wrote on the show. So if I'm making £6 a year
Yeah.
from 20-second ditties, I reckon she's getting $500,000 a year.
Susie.
I think it might even be more than that.
Okay.
If you think globally,
Yep.
I think maybe.
How many pubs are playing it and how many times are they playing it?
I mean, I just simply can't do the maths on that, Dan.
It's mad, isn't it?
I reckon $750,000 a year.
Answer?
The problem is royalties isn't a good game anymore. It's $300,000.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think it's better than fine.
He's still doing all right, yeah.
Yeah.
She's got to do nothing, has she? She's got to do. I bet she gets. I mean, I bet she gets such a good fee to go and sing it at like outside Radio City Music Hall. Where they're putting up the tree. She'll be getting. She's laughing.
Yes. And it's I like All I Want for Christmas Is You. Great. Last Christmas, great song.
Great song. Last Christmas is brilliant. Love all of that. When the pubs start playing those songs and you start smelling mulled wine, that's when I'm feeling pretty
That's when it's
festive.
happening, yeah.
Yeah. And you like, your son's a littler than my daughter, but it has, God, it's really like injected like a new sense of magic into it all. It's so...
We were looking the other day, me and my wife, in a tat shop, which she likes to frequent, and she's got such a logical brain, my wife. She kind of goes, we can't start on the Elf on the Shelf, because if we start, we can't stop.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why don't we just do it? She's like, no, because then you got to move it every day. You're like, with the grand scheme of things, it's not that hard, is it?
I mean, I would say he's too young for it now anyway.
He is, but it's going to be an absolute... I think it must be so hard to not buy loads of crap for your kids.
Yeah,
That's the tricksy thing.
Yeah, and I try really hard not to...
What have you got her this year? She's not going to be listening.
So, do you know what? I think she's going to get a bike.
Oh, nice.
So I hope
with 15. Let her 15 gears.
She can only just about ride it and then falls off after a minute.
Okay. That's exciting when you see her ride a bike for the first time.
Yeah. At 4, they're getting really physically... sort of stable in that like now she can like do a width of a pool.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to take her ice skating this year.
Oh.
So there's
like Auntie Glad.
Like Auntie Glad, just like Auntie Glad. And we're going to make her hold a telephone just
exactly.
because that's the family way.
Yeah. Where are you taking her ice skating?
They do it in Brighton.
Lovely.
They just cover the sea.
Yeah. No.
But
trouble with ice skating, there's always one kid who's brilliant at it. Because everyone else is kind of like awkwardly kind of moving around.
I hate to tell you this, but that kid would have been me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm quite good on skates.
Oh, really?
It must be a family thing.
Yeah.
Have you been offered dancing on ice?
That's a very good question.
I mean, a number of times.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's for me.
No, correct.
I don't think it's for me.